All right. In this video, we're going to be covering the anterior thigh muscles. So let's just dive right in. I'm going to kind of go out of order, so I apologize, but I want to get rid of this. So number 20, that is going to be part of the fascia latae, and you have to just kind of draw this because it fits in here. It's a tight fit and holds all the muscles together, but it's all through here. So I just took my pencil in the textbook and went like this, just very lightly. But let's get rid of this. Now let's go ahead and start um, looking at this. I hope to remind you of what your femoral triangle uh, is made up with. So the femoral triangle, that's different than your inguinal triangle. If you remember your inguinal triangle, that's made up from this inguinal ligament and then your inferior epigastrix, right? And then linea semilunaris, that's up in here. So your femoral triangle is made up from the numbers 6, 9, and 15 on this page. So we'll come back to this. So number 1, that is going to be your psoas minor. That is going to be up here, this little green one. 2 is going to be your psoas major. 3 is going to be your iliacus. So 3 sits inside where that ilium is in your pelvis, while your psoas muscles, they come up from the vertebrae. And they will come down and they share a common tendon. Both of these guys do. This is your major hip flexor, is another name for it. But they share a tendon that connects in to the femur. So these two muscles are known as your iliopsoas as well. They make that number 4. Number 5 we see is the sacrum. Number 6, that's going to be the inguinal ligament. And for that femoral triangle, this is the superior part of that femoral triangle. Okay. Number 7 is your TFL, also known as your tensor fascia latae. So some people say it sounds like a drink from Starbucks, tensor fascia latae, but I just usually say TFL, and it connects into your IT band and is the main contributor why people have like really tight IT bands. Because if this muscle gets knotted up, it will pull on this, and that's what's causing tight IT bands. Number 9 is going to be your sartorius. This is also known as your talar muscle. So if you're sitting down, if you just lift your foot off the ground straight up, bringing your knees straight up, and then you turn it to put your ankle on your other leg, that is the action of that muscle. Those are the two actions that muscle does. So that's why it's called a talar muscle. Its nickname. Number 10, 11, 12, and 13 are going to be your quads. So best way to remember these is there's 3 vastuses and a 1 red-headed stepchild. So you'll see what I mean here in a sec. So looking at this, we see that the sacrum's right here and the coccyx is right here, meaning that this is the medial part of the body, right? We then see lateral, medial, number 11 sitting on the medial side. So this is going to be vastus medialis. Number 12 sitting on the lateral side, right over here. That is going to be vastus lateralis. The last vastus will sit directly underneath number 10. Okay, this muscle is deep. So what we did was we inserted these dotted lines to suggest to you that we're cutting it, but we're looking deep through this red-headed stepchild. So that's vastus intermedialis. 10 being your rectus femoris. So 3 vastuses and the red-headed bastard child is the way I was taught. So that should help keep things a little straight. All 3 of these come into number 17, which is that patellar tendon. That patellar tendon will then insert, well, they all connect close to that patella, kind of holding it in place, but then they turn into this patellar ligament, and they connect into here, which is that tibial tuberosity. This is also known as your quadriceps femoris tendon, but in all intents and purposes, it's your patellar tendon. 16 being the patella. Number 14, 15 is in 3 parts right here, and 19 pectineus. So, how you're going to remember these right here is a story that I was told. If you're a big baseball fan, and you go and watch a baseball game, you're going to take a date. If you're a guy, you're going to take either your wife or your girlfriend or this smoking hot woman, whatever, and you're going to go grab a drink at a bar. And your wife or girlfriend, whoever you took for your date, is saying how grateful she is that you brought her. You're going to put your hand on the inside of her thigh, and she's just going to thank you for everything, for this beautiful date that you planned to the baseball game. So, gracilis, gracias. She's saying thank you. You are at the MLB game now. So, Major League Baseball. So, gracilis, and then you have adductor magnus being your M. Moving on up, this is going to be your adductor longus. And remember this dotted line right here that we're looking at? That is going to be deep, right? You have adductor brevis. So you have 3 adductors. Adductor magnus, adductor longus, adductor brevis. They make up the MLB. And because you took a girl on a date, she said gracias. So, moving medial to lateral. Gracilis, magnus, longus, brevis. And then 19 is your pectineus. Number 20, we talked about already. 21 is going to be that pubic tubercle of the pubis right there. And 22 is going to be that ASIS we've talked about, or anterior superior iliac spine. Back here we have a glute muscle that we're looking at. But to go back to the femoral triangle, we now have all the pieces to make it to where we can see it all. So we have this number 6 right here being the superior part of the triangle. From here we have number 9, which is going to be the lateral border of that triangle. and then to be the medial part is number 15 right here. So there is our femoral triangle. And the floor of this is going to be the iliopsoas sitting down in here. So that should be it for this one right here. Please go check out the complete anatomy video. If you're still having questions about it, I think seeing it in there and being able to rotate it makes it a lot easier to understand. If you're wanting to see this in the textbook, it's going to be pages 331 and 332. All right, and we'll see you guys in the next video. All right, I just want to give credit where credit is due. These are the books and the resources I used for the videos. So first we have Essentials of Human Anatomy by Dr. Kurt Walker. We then have Essential Clinical Anatomy by Keith L. Moore and M.R. Auger and Arthur F. Daly. I also used Structure and Function of the Human Body by Mark Nilsson and Jamie Garbett. The last book I have is The Concise Book of Trigger Points by Simon Neil Asher. And then I used the app called Complete Anatomy. As you've seen from the videos, it's amazing. If you can afford it, I suggest it. It's such a useful tool when learning this stuff. So that's it. Have a good day.